Hi, I'm Hazel, and this is everything you need to know about the Netherlight Crucible coming in patch 7.3. We're going to go over how to unlock it, what it does, and how to use it effectively. First, unlocking the Netherlight Crucible. The first thing to know here is that it will not be available until week 3 of patch 7.3. For the first 2 weeks, no matter what you do, you're not getting it. When the patch launches, just focus on what content is available and get through as much of that as you can, particularly the story quests on Argus. To access the Netherlight Crucible once it's available, you will need to have completed the An Offering of Shadow quest, which comes a fair way into the Macquarie campaign questing. Macquarie is the third of the 3 Argus zones that you're going to be questing through, so you're going to need to do quite a lot of questing before you unlock the Netherlight Crucible. Because of the way that they're time gating the features with the patch 7.3 release though, you're not really going to have much else to do, so you may as well go do those story quests. Don't skip them, they unlock a lot of stuff. Just go with the flow, do whatever Daddy Khadgar tells you to, and it's going to be fine. So once you've unlocked a Netherlight Crucible, what is it? It is basically a talent tree for your relics, or more accurately, for your relic slots. With your relic tree fully unlocked, you'll be able to get access to 3 additional bonuses per relic. The first one is just a flat 5 item levels to your artifact weapon. You'll be getting 3 of those because you have 3 relics, so 15 item levels to your artifact weapon, and you will get that pretty early. For your second tier, you will choose between a light or a shadow bonus, and these are kind of neutral-ish traits that are new to the Crucible in 7.3. There's a big pool of traits that you could see on your relic, but you don't get to choose which ones. You get to choose either light or shadow from the choices that they give you, and which one that you get out of that pool is RNG. On the third tier, you get to pick an additional relic trait from a pool of 3 options. Those 3 options are pulled from a wider pool of all of the available relic traits that are not the one that the relic already has, so you cannot get 2 of the same trait on one relic. Now, there is no way to re-roll what your options are. So once you plug it into the Crucible, you see what those options are, what you see is what you get, and that is specific to that specific item. So I have a relic, say it's like a Moldy Murloc Tooth, and it's a Shadow relic that buffs my Shadow with pain damage. Maybe I don't like the options that it's rolled there for me, and I get another identical item level Moldy Murloc Tooth. That one might roll different secondary options, so even if you already have a relic, it's worth checking at the Netherlight Crucible to see if that new one has better options for you. Because for that second trait, you do have a pool of 3 options, and you will never see duplicates in those options, you're never going to get stuck with your worst trait. Worst case scenario, you get stuck with your 3rd worst trait. How far into the Crucible tree that you're allowed to go is directly tied to how many artifact traits you have. Essentially, as you upgrade your weapon with more artifact traits, you are also upgrading your relic slots to let you go further into that Netherlight Crucible tree. Once you've upgraded your weapon to trait level 75, you will have unlocked the entire tree, you can get your second trait on all 3 relic slots, and you are done upgrading your relic slots, basically. Another thing to know is that there are no points to put into these, despite what you might have seen on third-party calculators. It's kind of like a talent, you activate it and then you have it, so you're not going to be like generating relic points on top of your artifact points to put into a certain trait. You just get access to that tier, choose a thing on the tier, and then you're done. You cannot respec a relic once you have made a choice. You are locked into that choice on that particular relic. You cannot change it. You're done. That's it. That's what you got. So please make those choices carefully. And at no point do you get to go back and fill in the talents that you didn't get. You get 1 option per tier. You know, it's not like a trait tree where you get to just like fill it all in and you're just choosing the path. You get 1 per tier and then you are done. Permanence of those kind of relic talent choices brings us to our next step, which is using the Netherlight Crucible effectively. You don't want to spec wrong because you can't fix it. For the 2nd and 3rd tier choices, you are very likely going to want to follow a priority system that will be specific to your class and spec. While you're welcome to follow your heart and take whatever sounds like it's going to be more damage or healing or mitigation, if you are all about that min-maxing life, you're going to want to find out where your theory crafters live for your class. It might be a Discord, there might be a class-specific website for you to look through. Find out where all the mathy people live and then shower them with love and affection and hope that they come out with really good priority lists for you, because that is going to be a huge lifeline for the community in general. Once you've got an idea of what the priority is, though, it's pretty straightforward. You know, you just pick the best one, and then every time that you get a new relic, make sure that you bring it back and check it to see what options there are on that. This whole Netherlight Crucible deal is going to make it a lot less cut and dry in determining which of 2 relics is better. You might have one with your best in slot trait, but all of the traits that it gets in its tree are just bottom tier, and maybe you have a second relic, which is like 2 slots below best in slot, but if it also rolls your best in slot trait, that one is now better, even though it wasn't originally with the original trait. So it's gonna get a little bit mathy if you're into min-maxing. These should be fairly small bonuses, but everybody knows that there's always that one relic trait, which is just way too effective, and you're gonna want to be gunning for that one, so, you know, good luck. That whole which relic is an upgrade conundrum is gonna get even dicier easier once you start factoring in different item levels on them. So let's just all pray to the mathy people in the community to make nice calculators for us. Otherwise, we're just gonna be out here like following our hearts and hopefully doing enough damage to drive back the Burning Legion. Although, if Pokemon Go has taught me anything, it's that you can have a whole bunch of people using really suboptimal strategies, but if there's enough of you and you have the power of friendship, you can probably take down that challenge. Also, Crucible related, in patch 7.3, there is going to be a brand new legendary ring, the insignia of the Grand Army. Unlike the other legendaries of Legion so far, this one is actually a quest reward from what looks to be a campaign quest. Wearing the ring increases the effect of light and shadow powers of the Netherlight Crucible by 50%. Now, it is very much worth noting that the light and shadow powers are specifically the middle tier. It will not increase the first tier for more artifact item levels, and it's definitely not increasing the third tier for your extra relic traits. It is only that middle tier that it is going to be buffing by 50%. So at a first glance, this ring is probably a really good place to start, especially for a new player that might not have 2 legendaries already. This might be a pretty easy one to get. It's going to be a good bonus, but it is unlikely to displace your best in slot legendaries. Now note I'm saying unlikely, not impossible. I'm not a theory crafter, anything could happen, but I already got rings that I want to wear, and this game only lets me have 2 fingers, and the madness has to stop somewhere. So that is the Netherlight Crucible. So remember, when the patch launches, you want to go hard on that Argus campaign questing to make sure that when week 3 rolls around, when day 15 ticks in and the Netherlight Crucible is available, you want to be able to get right in there and start upgrading your relics. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. Please consider leaving a like if you liked it, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!